The next one's from Abel Quintana, and the subject is Russo back in WWE. Hello, gang. Keeping it short here. The question is for Disco. Russo claims he called the WWE to help them only after losing a bet to you. The bet was that if the ratings fell below a certain number, he would call McMahon and attempt to help. What's the story? What do you remember about this? Let me know when you move up from handjobs to blowjobs. This is the type of people that write in the mailbag is because you specifically like foster this type of fan.
That was trash.
They promote this type of fan. The vulgarity.
Would you agree with that, Joe?
I think that was a little trashy. That went up a notch.
Here's the story.
But do you agree with what that Glenn's saying, that I'm responsible for their actions?
No, of course not. You're not responsible for anyone's actions.
Let me tell you the story. Okay, this is a short story. It's pretty simple. WCW went out of business in like March 2001. Okay, the WWE Vince kind of bowed out of the business. Wrote a show for Andrew McManus. They had a falling out. Me and Conan and a lot of the boys went to go work for Andrew McManus to do some overseas stuff and everything. And
great guy.
Right. Then, but the WCW went up to WWE and they did the invasion, and the invasion flopped. Okay, and nobody really realizes this too, is that there was back in 2001 when WCW went out of business, we had heard that the locker room of the WWE was kind of like, it wasn't like the best place at the time. Like a lot of guys weren't getting along. There's, because wrestling had kind of faded a little. It reached its peak. It kind of like, because WCW was kind of stinking. It was like, we just heard it wasn't that good. I'd heard it wasn't that good up there, right? So I never went there and stuff and everything. So Vince went to go work and open the CD warehouse, and I could tell he was just miserable. And, we weren't doing nothing. We were kind of like I was working overseas a lot, so I had a lot of time off, and I just saw that the WWE's over the next year, their ratings just started to go down gradually.
Yeah.
And they just started going down. They started going down. And I told Vince, Vince, why don't you call Vince McMahon? He's like, nah, I don't think they whatever. I go, look, what if they get below a 4-0? If they get below a 4-0, will you call them? I go, and like basically say, okay, if they get below a 4-0, I'll call. And like that week, it went from a 4-4 to a 3-9 or something like that. Whatever it was, it went below 4-0, like in 1 week, to the point, like, so he called him. And they went through the process, and he was basically had been hired, and he was going to go there, and had been up there a few times, and he went in a meeting, and Stephanie basically dressed him down in the meeting. He said, "There's no way I can work here," and that was that. But that's how that worked out. Is I had basically challenged him to call Vince because we were fans of wrestling, and WWE was the only show that was on right now at the time, and it was like they wasn't doing good, and it was like, Vince, why don't you go see what you can do? Why don't you call Vince back? That's how that went down.
And I think what people don't know about that situation too is that after he kind of was there for a day and was sent home, and this is I had Vince on Creative Control a couple times, whatever. This is what he said to me, is that he could have been a consultant. He could have just watched the shows from home and sent an email reports. I like this, I don't like this. Use this guy. Here's my idea for this guy, and he turned it down to work for Impact and a little bit less money too. So.
Yep, to go work for Jeff, right?
Yep.